sometimes it was. What I'm focusing on is the hunger I call the spiritual hunger. This emotional hunger came in physical forms of nausea and forms of dizziness. The first day I noticed this was my first day at Cocopah Middle School. I walked in, sweat all over my face and body. I realize now it was an awesome day. I realize everyone experiences anxiety at some level, and it's how we deal with it. I realized that was a form of hunger, maybe a spiritual hunger. I realize now that I'm 20 years old that God is always watching over us. My spiritual hunger was partially because I was not pleased with God. Now I've realized that I'm angry with God, but I need to be grateful. I realized that gratitude has helped me and fed that spiritual hunger. Another time I went through spiritual hunger was the first day I went to an inpatient hospital. Now you might be wondering how one fed that. I say finding something small that brings a smile to someone's face. I found out that telling jokes in the inpatient place really helped me. Another thing I did was exercise. Exercise, if you don't know, releases endorphins in one's body. I found out that going to all the groups helped. A group I really liked was music therapy. I found out that I loved to sing. It brought me great joy. I think you gotta find something. An author named Eli Wiesel talks about our relationship with God. He says, hope is like peace. It is not a gift from God. It is a gift that we can only give each other. That really struck a chord with me. I think hunger affects everyone differently. It is how we deal with it. I used to be someone who was always mad and angry. I've realized that when I feel something that may be hard, I can use something like deep breathing or blowing bubbles to help deal with that hard emotion. Music really feeds my spiritual hunger. I used to play the clarinet. The clarinet really helped me when I was 13. Now I listen to music. I listened to an artist called Noah Kahn. He showed me what a truly amazing person is. Anyways, I challenge anyone in the audience to think, what is a good way to cope? I want to talk about a few books that are instrumental and that have helped me a lot. I want to talk about 2 books. The 2 books that I'm going to talk about are The House on Mango Street and Milk and Honey. The House on Mango Street is a beautifully written book. It's a prose book. My favorite character in the book is Esperanza. Her name, by the way, means hope. I like the book because Esperanza goes through some very difficult emotions. She experiences emotions such as grief, anger, and mania. She's a teenage girl also going through puberty as well. In the book, she goes through typical things such as a first job, first crush, and even learning independence. She learns who her real friends are. I think a topic many of us can relate to. Esperanza also goes through some hard things that are more anxiety-provoking, such as rape, death, and even maybe suicide. I really recommend this book to anyone who wants to gain more knowledge. Milk and Honey is a pretty intense book. Ruby Carr says a quote which I'm going to let you all know about. It is. This is the journey of surviving through poetry. This is the blood, sweat, tears of 25 years. This is my heart in your hands. This is the hurting, loving, breaking, and healing. And this is a quote. It says, what terrifies me most is how we foam at the mouth with envy when others succeed, but sigh in relief when they are failing. Our struggle to celebrate each other is what's most proven, most difficult in being human. The last thing I'm going to talk about is I learned something about the 5 different love languages, and mine are words. Receiving gifts is 29%, words of affirmation 26%, quality time 19%, acts of service 16%, physical touch 10%. This shows that my highest love language is words of affirmation. When someone gives me words of affirmation, I feel loved. Thank you for listening to me.